conference will now be recorded.
So here we need to perform type 3 STO, right? Yesterday we discussed about type 3 STO, but we need to start the type 3 STO, so we got stuck here. Okay, so is it correct? Type 3 STO we need to run.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me go to the notepad. In type 3 STO, that is intercompany STO. In intercompany STO, so intercompany STO, which is if material is moving between two plants, and these two plants are belongs to the different company codes here. Okay, the STO is STO with SD shipping and STO with billing here. Okay, so this is the intercompany STO type 3. So we maintain all the config steps and we discuss all these config steps, right? So only we need to run the scenario. So we have 1,000 company code here. So the first company code is 1,000 company code. In 1,000 company code we have one plant, 1,000 plant, and we have another company code that is 2,000 company code here. The material is moving between one company code to another company code. In 1,000 company code we have 1,000 plants, so 1,000 plant is a supplying plant here. 1,000 plant is a supplying plant. And in 2,000 company code, we have receiving plant. So in 1,000 company code, 1,000 plant. In 2,000 company code, 2,000 plant here. Okay. So what is the process steps here? The first step will be created in the receiving plant. So they will create a PR. They will create a PR in ME51 and transaction code. So they will mention all the details like which material, so how much quantity or which plant. Okay, these are the details they will mention over here. Next, the second step. The second step also will be done in the receiving plant. So they will create a PO here. They will create a PO in ME21 in transaction code with reference to PR or without any reference. With reference to PR, these people will create. And what is the document type you need to use? The document type will be NB. For type 2 and a type 1 STO, we need to use document type UB. For type 3 STO, we need to use document type NB. So, but here in item details, we need to observe the shipping tab here. This is most important. The shipping tab you need to observe. In shipping tab, you will find all the details here. So after this second step here, now we need to go to the third step. So what is the third step here? The third step is so we need to means once the PO is received from the receiving plant, so we need to create outbound delivery, right? So outbound delivery will be created. Yesterday already we discussed all this here. Outbound delivery will be created. Outbound delivery will be in VL10B transaction code here. In VL10B transaction code, outbound delivery will be created. So if you created outbound delivery, there is no impact on the stock here. So only the preparation of the documents. Now fourth step, so we need to do the PGI. PGI means post goods issue in VL02 and transaction code here. VL02 transaction code, we need to do the post goods issue. So with movement type here, what is the movement type you need to observe? The movement type will be 643. So this is the movement type you need to observe. So you need to do the PGI. So once you do the PGI, stock will be decreased. Okay, and in supplying plant and increases in stock in transit. So whenever the receiving people is received, so what they will do? They will enter the goods receipt here. They will enter the goods receipt in Migo with movement type. The movement type will be 101 here. The next invoice and billing will be created in supplying plant in VF01 transaction code. So for this, okay, let us run the scenario. So already we maintain all the config steps. Let me start the recording. So let me start the server. Already recording is started. Now click on connect. Now click on yes. Okay, right. So here, first of all, we will create one material in MM01. Go to selection. Yes. So any material you are creating with the sales views here. The material must be created with the sales views here. Okay. So plant store location and enter the sales organization distribution channel. So we need to create the material. So this first of all we need to maintain the two prerequisites here. The first and second prerequisite here. So to perform any stock transfer or stock transport orders, the two prerequisites will be common. So the material you need to create and this material must be extended to receiving plant here. So whatever the material you created, that material must be created with the sales views because we are performing STO with SD shipping and STO without billing with billing here. Okay. So you need to create with the sales views. That's what I selected sales views. And this is a test for intercompany here. Intercompany STO. Enter the base unit of measure. Enter some material group. So in sales organization one view, we need to enter the tax information, right? So tax information we need to enter. So we are not SD, so make it tax is exempted here. Tax is exempted. Now you go to main data. So once you enter the tax information, go to sales organization 2 view. In sales organization 2 view, so enter the item category group as norm here. Norm means a standard item here. Okay. Norm. In sales organization 3 view, so we must enter the transport group and loading group here. So enter the transport group as well as loading group here. So loading group also 0001 here by using this loading group we have used in shipping plan determination, right? So we observed 7 config steps yesterday here. So enter the buyer group. So from here onwards, you know, so general plant storage one and the accounting one. So we need to enter the valuation class and enter some price. So whatever the material you created, the same material you need to extend here. So what is your material code? 500666980 here. Going to copy this material. This is the material we created. Copy this material and enter this material. So what is the second prerequisite? The second prerequisite, so some stock should be available here. Sufficient stock should be available here. Okay, this is the second prerequisite here. So if you maintain the stock here, so what you need to do? So just you go to MIGO. So instead of creating PO, so you need to make the availability of the stock here. The second prerequisite, go to goods receipt. So you can receive with any other without PO here. Goods receipt other. So this already you know with 501 type whenever material in emergency. Enter the material code and the quantity some 100 pieces. In where tab, please enter which plant and which store location. 1000 plant and 001 store location here. Enter the 1000 plant and 001 store location. And partner tab, which vendor we are receiving, so you can enter the vendor. Okay, now click on check. Enter the document data text here. So somebody is maintained here. Test for test here. Enter and click on check here. So now you need to post here. So once it is posted, okay, please go and observe the stock overview. Okay, if you go and observe the stock overview, this is not you tab here. Okay, now go and observe the stock overview MMBE. So this material, so whatever the material, now we have a stock here. So 100 pieces is there, right? So now we maintain these two prerequisites here. So we maintain these two prerequisites. So two prerequisites completed. Now we need to run the scenario. So if you want to run the scenario, so what you need to do, just do one thing. Close this here. No. So already you know how to create a PR. So let us, what I will do, I will create directly PO here. Okay. So I will create directly PO. So you know how to create a PR. Go to ME21N. So what is the document type you need to take here? NB document type only. Okay. But here you need to enter the supplying. What is your supplying plan? 50056, right? So yesterday we have taken 50054. I think 50056. I think here, not 500. 50054. Yes, plant vendor for 1000 here. Yesterday I have shown you, right? So only one vendor, plant vendor, we need to create. Means receiving plant organization point of view, supplying plant is treated as a vendor. So enter the purchase organization. enter the purchase group and enter the company code. So enter the material, how much quantity they required. Suppose they required some 40 pieces. So for price also you need to enter. For which plant this creating here? 2000 plant here. And store location also 000 store location. But here also you need to give purchase organization because the receiving plant intercompany, right? So we need to enter 2000 company code and 2000 purchase organization. Then once you enter, so you need to observe the shipping tab here. Oh, this material is not maintained. I'm sorry. Actually, this material we need to extend to 2000 plant. Okay, so this we forgot here. No problem. So just I will go back and I will extend. I have not extended this material. The first requirement we have not completed completely. So enter the same material code. So this material must be extended to org levels here. Which plant you need to extend here? 2000 plant here. You need to extend, right? So already you know how to extend. Extend the material. Enter. Enter the valuation class and enter some moving price here. Enter and save here. So we created and we extended this material. Now you can create a PO here. Go to ME21N. In ME21N transaction code, so enter the vendor. So enter the purchase organization, purchase group, buyer group, and enter the company code. Enter the material code, 40 pieces. Enter some price. For which plant here? 2000 plant here. Store location, 000 store location. So if your alt config step is correct, the system immediately pick the shipping tab here. So system is picking the shipping tab, then your all the config step is correct here. So this is otherwise the system will give you error here. So if you have not maintained properly all these config steps here. Now you can observe yesterday we created 7 config steps, right? So what are the 7 config steps we created? The 7 config steps here, like initially the delivery type here, NLCC. So against your okay, so where will assign against this document type when the supplying plant is supplying, the system will pick this delivery type NLCC here. Okay, so while you're using NB document type, 1000 plant is supplying, and the shipping plant, how the shipping plant is determination. So we have maintained the shipping condition over here and loading group in metal master. So when supplying plant is 1000 supplying, so automatically system has to determine the shipping plant. And this delivery priority and shipping condition we mentioned in the customer master record here. And loading group and transport group we mentioned in this metal master here. And this customer only we assigned the receiving plant here. Okay, yesterday we assigned this for receiving plant, right? So your setup sales area. But today itself we are giving in real time. Maybe it will not be the same day. Maybe after some days here, maybe 1 week or 10 days or 3 or 4 days here. Okay, so this is the way you need to create and observe the shipping tab in item details. If you click on save, so this stock transport order PO is created, and this PO will go to the where it will go. It will go to the supplying plant. So what the supplying plant people will do? So they will do the post. First, initially they will do the outbound delivery. So they need to create outbound delivery. Let me check if any release strategy is there. So there is no release strategy, and copy the PO number. So again is this PO. So this is actually supplying plant end here. Okay. Now it will come to the this is the receiving plant they created. Now it will come to the supplying plant. The supplying plant people, what they will do? So they will create outbound delivery. The outbound delivery is like yesterday also I told you the MM and SD modules are quite opposite modules. So outbound delivery means the preparation of the document. So in this SAP system we need to create outbound delivery. The outbound delivery with respect to PO. So go to VL10B and create outbound delivery. Go to VL10B and create outbound delivery. Go to VL10B to prefer outbound delivery. So please observe, enter the purchase order number. So before going to execute this transaction, so make sure you need to remove all this here. Okay, so remove your shipping, okay, and dates. So why you are removing? Because in real time we no need to remove, but today itself we are creating PO, and today itself we are creating delivery. But in real time, so you need to remove because completely the sales documents is completely related to time and date here. Okay, so as we are creating today itself all the PO as well as delivery. So before going to execute here, so enter the PO number, and before going to execute, make sure completely there is no creation date and from to and shipping tab here. If you execute here, the system need to create outbound delivery. So now select the line item. So if you click on background, the system automatically creates the background one outbound delivery document. So if you create outbound delivery, so there is no stock updation here. The stock will not be decreased in supplying plant, and it will not go to the transmit, and it will not receive to the receiving plant. So only the preparation of the document. When you click on background, the system automatically creates outbound delivery. So now if you want to see your outbound delivery, in the same screen also you can see the outbound delivery here, or you can go display of the PO. There also you can observe the purchase order history new tab will be generated automatically. So just you try to create a PO and try to do any goods movement, you can observe the system is going to generate the uh, okay outbound deliveries, and whenever you do the goods receipt and all. So here itself you want to see. So now here show the delivery here. If you click on the show the delivery, automatically you will find the outbound delivery number here 8001902 here, 8001902 here. So you want to see outbound delivery in PO, just go to ME23N. So display of the PO, go to ME23N. Now here it's also you can see the PO number here. Okay, outbound delivery number. So when against the PO, whenever order is generated, so automatically the system is going to generate a outbound delivery number here. So purchase order history new tab will be generated. In this purchase order history also you can find this outbound delivery number here. Okay. Now, so this is the one we need to understand. So once the outbound delivery is generated, so now where here outbound delivery is generated. Now when you do the outbound delivery, the system automatically creates the outbound delivery, and you will find the outbound delivery number. Now if you go and observe, there is no impact of the stock here. Now if you go to stock overview, it's already open the stock overview. If refresh also, the stock will not be decreased here. So in supplying plants, same. Okay, it is not received to the receiving plant. Only the receiving plant people is requesting 40 material, but there is no impact on the stock here. So the receiving plant people is created a purchase requisition purchase order, and the supplying plant people created outbound delivery. Now the supplying plant people, so they need to do PGI, supposed goods issue. So in outbound in SD, outbound delivery is like equal to our PO. So when we are receiving the goods physically, then the MM people is going to enter the goods receipt, right? The same with the SD people. When so the outbound delivery means they will mention which customer how much they need to issue and all. So once they do the PJ, the stock will be decreased here. Now where we'll do this PJ post goods issue in VL02 and transaction code here. The supplying plant people, they will do the PGI. Okay, so when they are issuing the material to the customer, means in our case here we are dealing with the intercompany STO. Intercompany STO means one company code to another company code. Means 1000 company code 1000 plant, and 2000 company code 2000 plant. Okay. So example from Tata Motors one company code, and Tata Steel's one plant here. Tata Motor company code Tata plant, Tata Motors plant, and Tata Steel's another company code Tata Steel plant here. So different company codes here. So if I am doing the PJ, automatically the stock will be decreased here, and meanwhile the stock will be in transit here. Okay, so stock will be in transit. So whenever the stock is received by the receiving plant people, so they need to enter, but meanwhile you can check the stock in transit. So what is the transaction code to see the stock in transit? MB5T. In MB5T transaction code, okay, you can observe stock in transit here. Now please observe, first of all you need to go and do the PGI, so post goods issue here. Go to PGI. To do the PGI, so where you need to go? VL02 and transaction code. Go to VL02 and transaction code. The system will pick the latest inbound delivery number, outbound delivery number, not inbound, outbound delivery number. Now please observe, okay, now this completely the SD is the related to date and time, right? So this is the way, because of this only, we removed the dates and creation rule here. Okay, in real time we don't need to remove, but today itself we are doing. So just observe on what date you are picking, what date you are loading. So completely it's time relevant and date relevant, right? So now in picking tab, go to picking tab. You need to enter the picked quantity here. So how much you picked here? Suppose if you picked partially, example some number of pieces, 20 pieces here. The system will partially pick here. So if you are picking, so automatically here, suppose if I am issuing complete 40 quantity, then automatically it will change fully picked here. Okay, and go to picking tab, enter the picked quantity, and please observe goods movement data. So what is the movement type? For type 2 STO, 641 movement type here. For type 2 STO, the movement type will be 641, and for type 3 STO, the movement type will be 643. The same thing we have written here. When you do the PJ, the movement type will be 643. Okay, so this ask and review. Okay, now select the line item. So when you do the post goods issue, so if I perform this post goods issue, the stock immediately decreased in the supplying plant and increased in the transit here. And select this line item. If you click on post goods issue, the stock will be decreased here. Now you please go and observe the stock overview. So if refresh the stock here, the stock automatically decreased in the supplying plant here. Okay, and it is not increased in the, okay, so stock is decreased here. So out of 100 now it will become only, okay, so only 60, because 40, where exactly the 40 materials here? The 40 material, so the 40 pieces, now you can go and you can check stock in transit here. Okay, so where will check the stock in transit? In MB5T report here. In MB5T report, you can check stock in transit here. Enter the material. So what is the receiving plant? 2000, and here go to execute here. So with this reference to this PO number, this material, so it is going to 2000 plant and 001 location. The material automatically receiving. So how much number of material? So which plant is receiving and all. So you can observe. So whenever the receiving plant is received, simply what they will do? So they will do the goods receipt here. Copy the PO number. Copy the PO number. So whenever they are receiving, the last step here. Okay. So for the receiving plant, whenever they received, so they need to receive this material. So when they received, automatically stock will be updated here. Okay. Now just go back. Now enter the goods receipt in MIGO. Goods receipt, and you need to click on purchase order. So it should be 2000 plant here, ordering plant here. But if it is blank also, no problem. Don't enter supplying plant here. Okay. So if it is blank also, no problem, but you should not enter 1000 plant here. So anywhere, whenever which plant is ordering, you need to enter the ordering plant, or it is plain also, no problem. Empty also, no problem. So enter the P1 number. Now if you click on execute here, now please observe. So item, okay. So which material we are receiving? This material here. How much quantity we are receiving? 40 quantity we are receiving. Very tab, okay, we can observe one at one movement type for which plant and which store location. If you go to the purchase data, so you can observe the PO number, and in partner tab, you can observe the partner means vendor. Okay, but the supplying plant, who is supplying this? 1000 plant is supplying. So we are creating as a plant vendor here, 500054 here. Okay, these are the details. You need to click on check. Okay, now you need to post this in that material. So now material document is posted. Now once the material document is posted, please go and observe the stock overview. If you go and refresh the stock overview, automatically the stock got updated. So now in supplying plant, out of 100, so we have only 60 pieces, and in 2000 plant, we got receiving plant, we have total 40. In both the company codes means completely. So one company code I have 60 and another company code I have 40, altogether 100 pieces here. Okay. Now only one step is there. So there is already, you know how to create the invoice. Okay, the invoice will be created by the supplying plant end. Okay, and will give to receiving plant, and at the same time the billing document we need to create, because it is intercompany, right? Intercompany means one company code to another company code, so we need to create a intercompany billing. So we will create in VF0 transition code, but in real time the billing will be created by the purely sales people. At least you show in VF0 transition code, so we need to create a billing document. So first of all, you need to find what is your outbound delivery number here. Go to VL02 in transition code or VL03. So copy this outbound delivery number. This is the outbound delivery number, right? So this is the outbound number. We issued 40 pieces here. Copy the outbound number. Okay. Now go to VF01 transaction code. In VF01 transaction code, create the billing here. So enter the document number and click on execute here. Click on execute here. Now this is intercompany billing. So here the supplying plant people will create the billing and it will give to receiving plant. Means receiving plant, receiving company code. So supplying plant, supplying company code people, they will create intercompany billing. So we'll give to receiving plant end, and the receiving plant people will pay to the supplying plant. So we'll create as a customer here. So this customer we assign, the receiving plant itself is a customer, but we assigned, right? So we assigned this here. Okay. Now select this. Okay, already you need to save here. The billing document will be created. This is the billing document number here. This is all about type 3 STO. Okay, so we performed STO with SD shipping and STO with billing here. Okay, Arshini, Nagendra, Muralidhar, Mayur, Naresh.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Who will run tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Who will run this scenario tomorrow? Mayur, will you run?
I will
Tomorrow
run
we
it,
have
sir.
class.
You will run, huh?
Tomorrow we have
Okay,
class.
but, tomorrow,
Saturday, sir.
Saturday, as a majority
We
is the
can do
law.
this on Monday itself, right?
Monday itself, huh? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Monday చేద్దాం సార్.
Okay,
రేపు
no
వెళ్ళి
problem.
కొంచెం
So you
ప్రాక్టీస్
want?
కూడా టైం దొరుకుతుంది కదా.
No, not an issue, not an issue. So you can practice this. Monday, I'll ask anybody if you want to run. Immediately, I'll ask type 2 means you need to run type 2 S2. If I'll ask some so you practice all. So whatever the scenario I'll ask, let us see how we'll see. Okay. So some Monday we'll keep some review kind of thing also. Okay.
Done, sir.
Type 2 and type 3 only.
Type 1, type 2. So whatever is happened, so better you try practice STOs. I will ask on STO, but run from starting onwards here. So all these scenarios. Okay. Because
Okay.
two days you have time, you can please practice. Right?
Yeah, sure,
Yes, sir.
sure.
Yes, sir.
From today onwards, we'll increase the what we call some accelerate we need to give here. Okay. So this is only some. So now you access all the screens here. Now this is the time you need to do hard work here. So different scenarios you need to practice. Okay, and you need to go and so there are a lot of things is there. We'll discuss, but better practice 2 days, tomorrow and today and tomorrow and day after tomorrow. And okay, so we'll see on Monday. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you all for joining session. Don't miss the practice. So please practice well. Bye.